When highways fail, people don't die from crashes. They die from exposure, dehydration, and bad decisions while trapped in their cars. These 5 items keep you alive when traffic stops becoming temporary. Look, this isn't about your summer road trip or making your commute more convenient. This is about the ugly stuff, the moments when a highway shuts down completely. We're talking massive snowstorms, chain reaction pileups, sudden fuel shortages that create miles of stopped cars, evacuation orders that turn into gridlock. In those moments when you're stuck for hours, maybe even overnight, your car stops being a vehicle and becomes your shelter. But it's only a shelter if you've actually prepared it to be one. So let's get one core rule straight right now. Surviving in a stranded vehicle isn't about speed or some Hollywood escape plan. It's about 4 simple things: heat, visibility, water, and restraint. That's it. First up, and this is arguably the most important one, insulation. Think about it. Your car is a metal box. It's basically a heat sink. The second you turn off the engine, the heater dies and that metal starts leaching warmth out into the cold air. And don't fool yourself into thinking you're safe just because the temperature is above freezing. Hypothermia can and does happen in those conditions, especially when you're sitting still for hours. So what actually works? Not that thin fleece you keep in the back seat. You need something substantial. A good wool blanket is ideal because it insulates even when it gets damp. A proper sleeping bag is even better. Or for a compact option, an emergency bivy sack, which is designed to reflect your own body heat back at you. So what's the action item here? Get one of these, blanket, bag, or bivy, and store it in a dry bag. Moisture is your enemy. And if you can, have one for every passenger in your car. Don't rely on the jacket you're wearing. That's not enough. Remember this, you don't freeze because it's cold. You freeze because you're losing heat faster than your body can make it. Insulation slows that loss. Item number 2 is water. And this isn't just about thirst. Dehydration kills your ability to make good decisions. When you're in a stressful situation like being stranded, your body actually loses water faster. And here's the trap. Cold weather suppresses your thirst mechanism. You won't feel thirsty even when your body is desperate for water. The first thing to go isn't your physical strength, it's your mental clarity. You start making stupid mistakes. So what do you need? Simple bottled water is fine. A collapsible container is also a smart idea in case you need to melt snow. Your action here is to keep a minimum of 1 to 2 liters per person in your car. Rotate it out seasonally, especially in places with hot summers and cold winters, so the plastic doesn't degrade or the water freeze and burst the bottle. And a final crucial point, unless you're in the most dire of circumstances, do not aggressively ration your water. Drink when you need it, because bad decisions happen long before your thirst starts to feel serious. Alright, a quick pause. If this is already starting to sound a lot more realistic than the typical car prep advice you've heard, do me a favor and subscribe. This podcast is all about surviving the boring disasters, the ones that actually happen to normal people. Okay, let's get back to it. Item 3, light and visibility. When a highway shuts down, especially at night or in a storm, the biggest danger becomes other cars. Darkness is a multiplier for collisions. A driver who's tired, distracted, or navigating bad weather might not see your stopped vehicle until it's too late. And on a personal level, being trapped in absolute darkness spikes panic and disorientation. So you need 2 kinds of light. First, for yourself, a headlamp or a powerful flashlight. A headlamp is better because it keeps your hands free. Second, for your car, road flares or even better, modern LED beacons. The action is simple. Light yourself up and light your vehicle up. Make your car visible from as far away as possible. And of course, preserve your batteries, keep spares, and don't leave things running unnecessarily. Just remember, visibility prevents you from becoming part of the next accident. Item 4, calories, and specifically calories that require 0 cooking. Being cold burns a surprising number of calories as your body fights to stay warm. Being hungry on top of that just makes the stress worse, and that energy loss can compound very, very quickly. So what works? Think simple, dense, and non-perishable. Energy bars, nuts, beef jerky, things you can just unwrap and eat. Your action plan, keep food you can physically eat with gloves on. You don't want to be fumbling with delicate packaging and exposing your hands to the cold. Avoid anything messy or things that will freeze into a solid brick, and rotate this food stash twice a year when you change your clocks. Treat this food as fuel for your brain. It's fuel for thinking, not for comfort. Okay, final item on the list, number 5, a simple signal and exit tool. Why? Because in a bad situation, doors can get jammed shut from an impact, power windows can fail or freeze over, and sometimes rescue crews can't see or hear you. So what do you need? A combination window breaker and seatbelt cutter is non-negotiable. A loud whistle is critical. It carries much farther and requires less energy than yelling. And something as simple as a piece of paper and a marker to write a help sign. And this is the most important part. This tool must be reachable from the driver's seat, not in the trunk, not in the glove box you can't reach. Keep it in the center console or door pocket and practice grabbing it. Know what it feels like so you can find it and use it in total darkness. The goal here isn't about escaping fast. It's about having options when you have none left. Now that we've covered the 5 items, let's talk about the single biggest mistake people make in this situation. They leave the car too early. This is a fatal error. The second you step outside, your exposure to the elements skyrockets. You become a tiny, near invisible person in a massive, dangerous landscape. Your car is a large, visible object. It is shelter. It is a signal. So here's the rule, and burn this into your memory. You stay in the car. The only exceptions are if the car itself is unsafe, like it's on fire or in floodwaters, or if you can clearly see safe, guaranteed shelter a very short distance away, or if authorities specifically instruct you to evacuate. In a crisis like this, your car is a shelter first and a mode of transport second. So what do you do while you're waiting? You practice patience. If it's safe to do so, and this is critical, make sure your exhaust pipe is completely clear of snow. If it is, you can run the engine for 10 minutes every hour to get some heat. But when you do, crack a window just slightly for ventilation to avoid any risk of carbon monoxide. If there's any chance of traffic lurching forward or another car hitting you, stay buckled up. And otherwise, conserve energy, stay calm, limit movement, huddle under that wool blanket. Because survival in this scenario is about patience, not movement. When the highway fails, this kind of simple preparation is what turns a potentially deadly panic into a serious inconvenience. These 5 items, insulation, water, light, calories, and an exit tool, they don't make you invincible, they make you stable. And in a world that's temporarily stopped, stability is what keeps you alive until help arrives.